Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and we're coming to you today with another fresh new episode for your Monday. Start the week off, and it is going to be another edition of Marriage Monday. I don't even know what week we're in now. I think 14, 15, somewhere in there, something like that. Savannah's with us today. We have Jack in the room as well, so who knows how long this episode is going to last, but it's real time, real life. This is what we're doing. How you doing this evening?
Good.
Are you done making fun of me now?
Maybe. No promises.
Okay, so he's been literally fine up until we start hitting record.
He's still good. We're good.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll keep rocking and rolling.
So anyway, hope y'all are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support along the way. I'm not going to sit here and go into a 10-minute thank you session because we've already done all that, but thank you so much for supporting us and helping us along the way. So what we want to get into today a little bit is, last week was Spencer's. That was an awesome episode with the Spencers. Savannah to dip out, but it was a really good one with them. Talked about a lot about how they implement their kids into their business, just how they keep a successful family life, things along those lines. And so 2 weeks ago, we started and we asked the question, who wants to hear more of parenting versus marriage versus like find a mix there. And we actually
never shared any of that with me, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's only host privileges, not co-host.
Oh, so. Wow. Okay, know where I stand.
Remember where we said I'm number one, you're number two? That's where our mics are. Yeah, see, I'm mic number one, Savannah's mic number two.
Well, we take that literally, I guess.
Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, what we're going to get into today is we actually had a lot of response from people saying, hey, let's start mixing some parenting in. So I was kind of shocked. I didn't know that was where we wanted to go, but the people spoke, so we listened. And like I said, we are very, very new. Jack is about to turn a month old, actually. How's it been a month?
I don't know, and I'm not ready to talk about it.
How's it been a month?
I'm not ready to talk about it. Well, it'll be 4 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah, that's insane. How is that even? Oh, how's that possible?
I don't believe that's real life.
Anyway, so we are still brand new into this thing. We've been trying to survive every single day. We've already talked about.
We're still in survival mode.
Oh yeah, we're definitely still in survival mode. We've already talked about this. I don't remember if I said this on the last show or not, but I swear me and Savannah have already said that we're gonna write a course for new parents, and we're gonna this is our
not
this is my 10-year goal.
Not necessarily about parenting, but just about what to expect.
Yeah.
Not about how to be the best parent, but what you should truly expect. And maybe we need to start writing this stuff down now while we remember it, because they say with parenting and the newborns, you kind of just forget all the bad stuff, otherwise nobody would do it again.
Yeah, I don't the title should be read this before you conceive.
Just to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, because once you do, there's no going back.
Yeah, but it's the best thing ever.
Oh yeah, it's really, really fun. It's super enjoyable. I'm loving every second of it. It's just very, very tiring. We've already talked about this, and it's nobody adequately prepared us for how tired you are.
Nothing does.
You just live with bags under your eyes.
Yeah, I don't think you can adequately prepare. I really kind of was naive in thinking I might be a little prepared because I worked night shifts as a nurse for over a year. So I was like, I'm used to, taking the nights and just living life tired. But, you don't ever clock out of being a parent. So, yes, while, working your job or your night shift is tiring and you learn to work with it, you clock out and go home. But you don't ever clock out of this. So, it's just different,
Yeah, and if you hear baby coos in the background, Jack is here with us. So, hopefully he
on a passing.
Yeah, hopefully he stays quiet, but we'll see. This isn't going to be a long show by any means. Just wanted to come on here to start the week off strong and give a little bit of update and kind of just advice on what we've gone through the last couple of weeks here.
Yeah. We also appreciate, you say this not being a long show. I feel like we've kind of said that with the last few. This isn't going to be a long show. We're just kind of hopping on. But we appreciate, the patience and people sticking with us because it's all we can do kind of to put the headset on and get a show out because, so stick with us. It'll get better. It won't always be, soon, 20-minute, us going back and forth. But
hopefully we're going to have a few guests on here the next coming weeks.
Yes.
Get back in that schedule. But anyway, I don't know. I kind of want to go through what have we learned over the past couple weeks, both in parenting and marriage. So, a lot of stuff you take away. We talked last time about how we wanted to like do more. We've learned that we want to do more for each other.
Yeah.
I felt like that was something that we had discussed.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I remember recording that and how we felt towards each other. Just like it, brings you so much closer. And we were talking about. Yeah, it was
as well.
It was, and we weren't living with fatigue yet.
Yeah.
So it was a little like you're still high on like the emotion and all of that. And now that we're kind of like, we are totally still in survival mode, but we're getting into a groove of surviving. Does that make sense? Like we're kind of adjusting to what our new normal is.
Trying to figure out some type of rhythm.
Yeah. And now that we have, and we're living in this state of tired and, still happy, some of the emotional high, I guess, is kind of worn down. So we're definitely dealing with, Jeremiah's favorite word ever, communication and learning the importance of that, because we've never done anything like this before. Like, this is a totally new stage of our life, like both learning how to be parents, but this is very different, like in our marriage. We've never dealt with something like this. Like we joke about, you should get a puppy before you have a baby, just to kind of deal with what am I trying to say? Like the responsibility and just the commitment.
I believe that. I don't think we've preached that on here before, but that's what I always say is like any of our friends, I'm like, dude, and I haven't, we just had a kid, but I've always said this before that I was like, I feel like you should have a puppy before you get a kid, because a lot of the same things apply.
Yes. While you cannot, lock your baby in a crate.
Yeah.
There are some similarities as far as the first few weeks. Yeah. And not, trying to compare that, because having babies is much harder. But just the newness is worn off, and some of that like euphoric, like, oh, I just want to do everything for you and serve you and look for ways to make your life easier. I, can probably speak for this and say some of that's worn off. Like we're still brought us a lot closer together, but at this point we're really just taking it day by day.
Yeah, day by day. Hour by hour, honestly, at this point.
And truly, truly, truly trying to communicate, because this is also so new for me, just being like postpartum and dealing with some of the hormones and emotions and things that I'm feeling, and trying to find a way to communicate that with Jeremiah, and him being receptive of the fact that I'm kind of not myself right now, and just trying to like navigate through that. I think that has been more also than what I thought it would be. Thankfully, I'm not dealing with a lot of like anxiety with Jack, but I'm still not myself. And I think that's been a little hard on you too, just because we're just trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, and we're going to be figuring it out for a long time. So if there's anybody else out there who is having kids or like in this stage of life, I would love to hear and reach out to us and let me know, because I would love to hear some things and some topics that like we could really hit on that would relate with you, maybe in the same stage of life we're in, of how to get things done. This is something that is kind of that we're still figuring out. So we talked about, we're still adjusting, we're still figuring out how to just make the most of our time and stuff. And so I think time management is a big thing that we are having to learn and use and grow. Moving forward. Is like, used to we could just do whatever we wanted whenever we wanted to, and we can't do that anymore. So time management is something that when you have a kid, it puts it into a whole new perspective of like, you have to do things when you can, especially when they're still in this newborn stage.
No, totally, because we joke all the time about how right now 2 p.m. is the same as 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. is the same as 6 p.m. Like, there is no concept of time in our house other than what relates to him needing to eat.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely something that we're struggling with / trying to find the groove of managing our time and still getting things done. And that especially is true for you, trying to come home and still get things done on in the business and on that side of things.
No, I think that's one of the biggest things, is figuring out when to do, like, just not putting off to tomorrow what you can do today, because you don't want to get behind. Like, I feel like if I get behind right now, like I'm behind right now, and I've got stuff. I was behind on invoicing. I was behind on going out and sending out quotes. Like, it was a process. Speaking of, I still gotta go look at that yard that I never said that I never went and looked at in Springville.
Oh yeah.
Now that I think about it, but like this is prime example of like when you get behind, it's gonna be really hard to catch up. That's one thing that I've realized, and so moving forward, we have to really set aside time, and we're still trying to create a schedule and get in a rhythm, and we're not gonna have that right now.
Yeah, which I think is kind of hard for both of us. Me more so because I love my routine and my schedule, and I, thrive in that. And having to kind of understand that in this part of our life, that's just not a thing.
Yeah.
We're both kind of having to roll with that and really be patient with each other, I think, because it's, tough when you come home from work and I've been home with him and I'm tired, you're tired, everyone's tired all the time in our house right now, and you've still got stuff to do. You can't just sit on the couch with us or you hold him and, let me kind of have a break. Like, you don't get a break because you got to come home and, like you said, you're behind. So you're trying to play catch up and do the stuff that, the new stuff that, you got from today and like invoicing and stuff like that from today, but also the stuff you needed to do yesterday because it's just hard with a baby. So I think we're learning to be patient with each other in this stage of trying to find a routine, but also it's kind of impossible to have one right now. Mm-hmm. So if anybody has any tips and tricks on how to manage your time with the newborn, and I don't know.
For sure. I mean, and it's real life. Like it goes back to the conversation that we had today. I mean, like, and it goes back to communication, like you said a few minutes ago, of we have to be better and we have to learn to like, it's something that's hard for me is I have to like learn to rely on you and you have to learn to rely on me way more than we ever have before.
100%.
Like we're not totally self-dependent. We're both pretty independent people and we really are having to learn how to rely on each other and not feel guilty for it because like, so we're not perfect. Everybody knows we're not perfect. We don't claim we're perfect. But like the conversation we had today, just we had a discussion, argument, whatever you want to call it, about me having to do stuff that requires leaving you here with him, and it's just part of owning a business. It's part of creating content and doing podcasts, things like that. Like you said, when I come home every day and I've been working all day, I kind of get a mental break. Like I don't have to sit here and watch him all day every day.
Yeah.
But you don't. So I feel like that's something that...
Yeah, it's hard for me. Like, you've been gone all day, and I look so forward to you coming home.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, my gosh, finally, somebody to kind of hand off to and help. Yeah. But you've got to come back here in the office and do more work. And so it's like... So it's just tough because I'm trying to be patient and understanding of the fact that, it's work. It's not like it's just fun. You don't come back here for fun and just hang out by yourself. But also, like you said, trying to find that balance and managing your time so that when you come home, you don't have to come straight back here and work until, it's time to eat dinner and then
and it calls for late nights. It calls for doing things that you don't want to do. Like, I mean, it's just it's
part of it, I guess.
Yeah. We're recording this the night before it comes out. Like, it's just real life stuff. And it's something that I feel like everybody is going to deal with at some point.
Mm-hmm. But I think kind of going back to what you said of learning to rely on each other and be honest about that.
The Lawntrepreneur Academy is your online destination for learning how to grow a successful lawn and landscaping company.
Hi, this is Scott from New Jersey. I just wanted to say that Brian puts out some great content. Definitely has helped me grow my lawn and landscape business. Just finished my 4th or 5th coaching call with Brian, and every time I get off a call, I'm definitely ready to go out there and crush it. I also just recently purchased the whole ball of wax from Lawntrepreneur Academy. Loving all the content. Brian's definitely out there looking out for our best interest and trying to help us grow a bigger and better business.
The link is in the show description. Make your business as successful as possible with training and resources from the Lawntrepreneur Academy.
cut you off. I muted you. Are you still going? There
I'm
we go.
still muted. Okay.
Okay.
Going back to just
Too late for this.
learning to rely on each other and be honest about that. I think that's tough for both of us. Like that is kind of where our discussion stemmed from today, because we cannot do this without each other right now.
No.
You know, like we joke about how we're in survival mode, but
and that's not a pity party. Like,
no,
look at me. Like, everybody has kids. Everybody goes
we
through
asked for this. You know, like we chose this. We totally understand that. This is just so new for us.
I've made it my mission to make sure that everyone out there who has not gone on this journey yet knows what's coming, because we did not.
Yeah.
And maybe that's our fault for not self-educating better. But
no,
anyway.
I mean, I don't think anything ever truly prepares you until he's here or she's here. But yeah, I think that's good. We're, you know, learning to manage our time, learning to communicate with each other better, that, you know, we need each other right now. You know, again, that's hard as independent people, but learning to communicate to your spouse, like, hey, I need you, you know, like I need your help. I think that's important, and that's something that we're kind of learning to do, and it's going to make things easier going forward.
And not trying to be Superman or Superwoman, because that's something that I feel like a lot of business owners, that's their personality, is like, conquer the world. I can take on anything. I can do it all. That's
kind of funny that you say that, because I think that's, yes, definitely the business owner mentality, but also kind of like the stereotypical mom mentality.
Yeah.
People view like new moms as, you know, you don't feel like you can totally ask for help. And as the mom, this is my responsibility and this is my baby. And you try to do so much without asking for help. So I think we're both really bad at asking for help.
Yeah. And it adds up.
And it wears and tears.
Compound. Yeah.
It wears and tears. So we're still getting there, and we're still truly trying to figure out how to prioritize ourselves too, like our marriage. I mean, you know, just we haven't
gotten to go out on a date or anything.
No,
yet.
It's been a month.
Yeah.
Like, and this is real life. Like, are we proud of that? No, not really. Like, do I wish we would have been? I mean, is it realistic? Maybe not. But do I wish we maybe would have? Yeah, probably, because the longer it goes,
the longer we don't, the worse it's going to get.
The worse it's going to get.
Yeah.
So that's our goal this week, I think.
To get on a date before.
To go on a date.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a month old tomorrow. We got to go on a date.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got to be left alone. And that was one of the things is, and everybody's different, but pediatrician recommends not leaving them with other people, not really being around a bunch of people until they're about a month old. So that's been part of the process, is we didn't want to really leave him.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, part of it is having a newborn and for his health, for sure. But
no, I think that's a good goal. What is, like I said, this is going to be a short show. We got a few more minutes here, and we got to run. But what is like a piece of advice I think that you would give that you've learned over the past couple weeks of like being a new parent and still trying to stay married and keep a healthy marriage?
Oh, you're asking me to tell that? I thought you were asking for it.
No, I'm asking you.
We'll take it.
Yeah, anybody out there?
I think the thing that comes to my mind the most right now is communicate when you need to tap out, like when you need help. Well, oh my gosh,
what does it all come back to?
Just like ask for help.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid to, tell your significant other, or if you're fortunate enough to have family nearby that's able to help you, that you need a break, that you need some help. But I think more so I need to be better about telling you, I need you to take Jack. I need to go lay down, or I need to go take a shower. I want to just walk outside for a minute. I think we're still in that point.
And I have to be receptive of that and be okay with it. Like, I can't be like, no, that's your job. Like you're doing that. I'm not.
Or I think we need to acknowledge that for us, like us as people, that's a big deal. Like if you come to me and say, I need you to take Jack, I need to go do this, or I need to step away for a minute. That's a lot for you. Like it takes a lot for you to ask me for that.
You need to realize that.
So I need to realize, like, okay, he really needs a break. Like I need to be receptive of that and not try to be like, well, I really was trying to get this done, or I need to do this, blah, blah, blah. I need to acknowledge that that was a big step for you to come to me and say, I need a break, or I need to do this. Will you please watch him or listen for him or whatever? Because I think that's another thing is that in the past, if one of us has asked for that and the other person hasn't been receptive, it shuts it down so quick. And it's like, well, I'm not going to ask because of how they reacted last time. Or if they're not in a good position to do that, then I'm just not. I just won't ask. I won't bother them.
Yeah.
But you need to feel comfortable going to you or like going to your significant other whenever, even if you're doing something. If you really need that break or you really, need something from them, you should be able to approach them.
So it's on both
whenever.
of you. Like
yeah,
it's on both.
100%.
It's on both of us too. You or me to go tell the other one, and then the other one accept it and be receptive and be willing to help however you can.
Yeah, 100%. Because your response to them asking that is just as important.
Because it'll affect next time.
Yeah,
if you respond the right way,
saying.
then they're going to say it again, and you'll actually be able to communicate about that stuff. But if not, then that's not going to happen. So
no, I totally agree.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a good one. I think mine would be figuring out some sort of time management. Don't get behind. As hard as it is to not get behind, don't get behind.
It takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, it's and now like I know that I'm gonna have to dig out of a hole to catch back up, and it's gonna take a lot of extra work. Like even just like for our small group, like our Bible reading, like didn't get done last week, so now I'm chapters behind, and it's gonna be so hard to catch up. Like so,
it's just
it's something that you have to create some sort of plan. And there is no schedule. There is no right way. There is no. You can say I'm going to put him to bed at 9 and do my Bible reading at 10:30 or 10, and that's never going to happen.
No,
like,
it just
8 out of 10 times it's not going to happen.
No,
but you have to be disciplined. Of if he goes to bed at 8, do it at 8:30. Like you just have to get it in where you can fit it in.
I think another thing that this is teaching us is like I'm not quite sure how to word this, but just. We can't be lazy right now.
No.
Like
as hard as it is to not.
We need to account for all of our time.
Mm-hmm.
All of our time needs to account for something. We need to look back and be like, we put them down at this time, or we had a free hour or whatever. What did you do with that hour? Like, and I know that is very important in running a business and just being productive and making good use of your time. But right now, I think that's especially important for you, not getting behind and just, keeping up our house and our life and everything.
Yeah.
But really important for the business, but just being able to look back and account for your day.
Yeah.
What did I do with the time that I had free? Was I productive? Did I sit there and scroll my phone? And I know you probably talk about that all the time.
No, that's exactly what I've said about getting, and multiple people have said it, but not really as much as I think it should be talked about, is when you try to work yourself out of the field of being out in the field every day and you kind of move into more of an office role maybe 1 or 2 days a week. Well, the 1 or 2 days a week that you're not in the field, you can't just lay in the bed and nap all day and sit on your phone and scroll through TikTok. Like you have to be productive. And you have to, if you're not going to be out producing that income, you're not going to be out doing the work in the field, then you're going to have to make up for that in the office and all this and selling. And actually, you can't just not go to work. You have to still sell. You have to still do office work. You still have to do books, whatever you have to do in your company that fits your company. You still got to do that. You can't just be lazy with that time. So, now that's good stuff. I think that's a pretty good way to wrap up the show. Is just how can we be more productive? What's some pieces of advice? Yours is communicate with your significant other about how and when you need them. Don't let it build up, because that's exactly what happened with our argument today. It built up for too long, and then it all exploded at once, and it got over. It just got over. I mean, it was just way bigger of a deal than it should have been. Yeah.
And it was essentially
because it's emotions packed on top of
everything that we talked about today, of me just not communicating that I needed him.
But it's not just like a normal, like if you're just two married people, like it's your emotions, your postpartum emotions that you're going to have either way, which you're doing fine with. You're blessed. You don't have any postpartum depression or anything like that. But you have those in your body. Your hormones change.
Yeah.
On top of not getting any sleep, on top of getting up in the middle of the night to feed him, on top of trying to do it all during the day while I'm at work, like those are just all things that, on top of not being able to go out and hang out with friends yet because Jack's still so young. So like, it's just a process of figuring it out. And, I don't know. There's a lot to learn.
Making it work.
Yeah, a lot to grow from. So
yeah,
I think that's what we got for you today. That's something that we're going to take and chew on for this week. If anybody is at this stage of life, like I said earlier in the show, let us know how we can help. Give us some topics, something that you would like to hear discussed. Maybe you're at this point and you would like to come on and talk about it with us. Maybe go through an interview or something, and or maybe you're a little further on in life and you say, hey, I think I can help in this area and help other guys out there. Then let me know. We'd love to get you on and do a show and with you and your spouse, and just kind of continue to build the community and grow it, and help people stay successfully married and have a healthy marriage as well as being a parent as well.
Yeah.
So you got anything else you want to add to it?
No, I think just taking away from today, like, don't be afraid to communicate with your spouse when you need them. And on the flip side of that, be receptive of if your spouse comes to you saying that they need something from you. Just really be mindful of how you're reacting, and try to spend some intentional time with them this week.
Yeah.
If not, for y'all, for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
do it for us.
Yeah, good deal. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the show. I hope y'all have a beautiful week ahead. If you got whatever you got going on, the leaves are starting to fall. So if you're cleaning up leaves this week, or taking a week off, or whatever you got going on, spend some time together, spend quality time, make the most of it, use time management, and just have a good time. Enjoy being married. If you're not married yet, enjoy dating. There's all kinds of stuff that goes into marriage that you never even think about. But hopefully we're helping talk about some of those things and get them out there to prepare you moving forward. But I think that's going to wrap this one up. Without any further ado, we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.